Vincent, you saw there Coach Stawinski very proud of his team so far this season. As we mentioned before, a young club, but they've really stepped up so far this season.
Absolutely, and they're going to need to step up once again today in a big game. I mean, Coach Stawinski did also talk about, he's got some hard competition coming up in the next couple matches. Arcadia, despite the 3-game losing streak, you cannot, go lightly on them whatsoever. You need to bring it all in the freshman class. I mean, 2 freshman starters tonight. You get Sarah Capone, and of course, you get Cameron Muse. So it speaks to the potential of this freshman class. I don't think we've seen any other sport where they have 2 freshman starters.
Yeah, and Arcadia coming into this game at 3-4. They are in a 3-game skid, Vincent, but you can't ever underestimate a team, especially on an out-of-conference game. What are we going to see from Arcadia in this one?
Well, we're going to see, hopefully a little bit more energy than when we've seen in the past couple games for them. In the last 3 games, of course, on that 3-game slide, they've lost all sets except for 1. And in that time, they haven't even came close, losing every set by 4 or more. And it's a very wide gap of more. Most sets, or a handful of sets, I should say, kept in the single digits. I mean, we've talked about Montclair's defense, but you got to hope that it shows up here as we get started.
Yeah, we're about ready to get started here at the Panzer Center. Hit over barely, and it will be early point for Arcadia as it was hit out of bounds by Montclair.
Kern gave it her all on that one of the leadership parts of this team, but you could see just on a rough angle there.
Their serve here, dug out nicely by Montclair, setting up Muse on the outside, Capone on the outside. And a big-time kill to start this game for the Redhawks.
A nice shot right there and getting on the board early.
Montclair has done a really good job the past couple games with their play around the net. Batista serving here for the Redhawks. Puts a little spin on it. Arcadia will try to return it. Rodman tries to dig it out and won't be able to.
Find themselves in a little bit of a hole right now. I mean, 1 dig so far, but the team looks really good and looks aggressive, which is what you want to see. Just hopes that it breaks through soon.
Nicole Delera serving now for Arcadia. Bumped by Rodman. Given to the outside, Muse, and she'll get her first kill of the day.
Gonna see a lot more of those for sure. And look, she uses the open area on the defense and uses it just to her advantage.
Rodman now serving for this Redhawks team, the Librero. She's had a phenomenal season so far, Vincent.
Absolutely. I mean, she's really adapted into that leadership role.
Arcadia returning it here. Blocked at the net by Montclair. Setting it up once again. Capone will barely hit it over. Arcadia bumps it back over towards Montclair. Here's Muse on the outside. She'll go for the soft tip, and the Redhawks will get their 3rd point of the game.
She is impressive to watch in person. This is a dominant start for her already, too.
Yeah, Muse just having a terrific freshman season. Rodman once again serving here for the Redhawks. Arcadia trying to return it. Passed up. Trying to find Muse on the outside once again. Blocked at the net by Arcadia. Montclair again on the attack. Big hit by Capone, and she'll get the kill.
The freshman duo starting off this game hot, and I like how they, we saw Capone earlier, but you go to Muse, and Arcadia is able to stop it there, which you're going to see a lot more of, especially if Muse is always on the scoring end. So they go to the other side to Capone.
Yeah, the outside hitter's doing a phenomenal job for Montclair State all season and so far in this one. Hit to the outside, tipped over, trying to find it. Dug out by Karsich. Great play by her. Sent back over by Muse. Arcadia on the attack now. Big time hit, and it looks like a net violation. Oh, excuse me, no. They will give the point to Arcadia on that one. Big time kill for them. It's now 4-3 Montclair in this first set.
I mean, volleyball in Panzer is always exciting, especially in a kind of a smaller arena. The echoes go wild here, but we've always seen the Redhawks use it to their advantage.
Blocked at the net. Muse on the outside trying to hit it over. Will sneak it over the net. The Knights trying to return it here. Young on the outside with a big time hit. Blocked at the net. What a nice play. Zoe Horn will get the point that time for the Red Hawks.
Horn jumping right off of the block and able to tip it over, not losing focus of the play whatsoever, even after making big play after big play.
Gabby Conrad serving now for the Red Hawks. She'll send it over, and it's returned by Arcadia. Young on the outside, blocked at the net, and Montclair will get another point. Great defense around the net by Montclair early.
And looking at Arcadia, I mean, they've been struggling a little bit. We saw them start off a little hot, but Montclair seems to be getting into their groove, and if Arcadia wants to get out of this, they're going to need to find a way.
Yeah, Arcadia trying to make a statement back, hit up by Young. Montclair State able to recover. Sent back over, big time hit, blocked at the net, but it stays down, and that'll be a point for Arcadia.
Works in Arcadia's favor here. I mean, now you're working with something. Just need to find a little kindle to light that fire.
Caitlin Riggy serving now for the Knights. 6-4 here in the first set. Put some nice spin on that serve. Sit up in the outside, blocked at the net, and the point will be good. Casey Traska that time for the Red Hawks.
Another good block that just gets deflected back into the offensive zone for the Knights. It just seems that, you know, luck is not on their side right now.
Yeah, luck not falling the Knights' way early in this one. Young tries to tip it over, and it'll go right into the net. Not the result she wanted. It's now 8-4 Montclair. Vincent, we haven't seen a lot of Delara early, the team leader in kills.
Well, I got to be honest, I don't think we've seen a lot of chances for Arcadia to use Delara.
That's another good point. Blocked at the net once again by Arcadia. Young will try to do something here. Montclair State returning the favor. Blocked at the net once again. Rodman will send it right back. Arcadia recovers nicely and bumps it back over. Another setup for the outside. Big time hit. And another point for Montclair. This time it's Rachel Kieran.
Obviously doesn't work in their favor there, but Arcadia being able to keep it in play for a little bit longer did not look like it was going to go their way, and able to send it back to the other side.
Muse with almost a changeup on that serve right there. Montclair has done a great job this season with their service game. Young on the outside once again. They're trying to get her going. Rodman hits it up. Kill tried to be attempted in the corner, but it was too strong that time for Traska. And that will be a point for Arcadia. Arcadia trying to get something going now, 9-5 in this first set. Bumped by Rodman, hit to the outside. Big time kill once again from Curran, and she's starting to get going now for the Red Hawks.
And that is just, I mean, that falls directly in between Sanchez and Young, and just a lack of communication to call the ball.
It's 10-5 now, Red Hawks lead. Served here, and that one will be a little too strong.
And good read by the Knights to just let that one go. Getting a chance here, although, I mean, stop me if I'm wrong, but we have not seen them score on a kill, or it's really just been violations that they've gotten the ball back.
Another point for Montclair, 11-6. Yeah, offensively, Arcadia not really getting going so far in this game. I mean, the lead is not that big for the Red Hawks right now, but it just seems that Arcadia a little out of sorts to start this one up. Emily Karsich serving here for the Red Hawks, the team leader in assist. Outside hit by Delara, and that's a great sight for Arcadia.
And that one just looked like it got through the hands of Capone, and Karsich was reading it as it was going to go a little bit harder, but just fell directly at her feet.
Yeah, an all-time Montclair 5-0 against Arcadia. They won in straight sets last matchup. Lily Thomas with the big hit of the line. It's returned by Arcadia. Hit over nicely. Hit up in the air by Muse. Bumped over to Curran. and she'll get the kill. What a great possession by Montclair.
The toughness of this team and the communication that we've really seen. I mean, no miscues so far. Everything's been working out really well for them. You see Karsic, communicating with her team, the game plan here.
Yeah, and Montclair's hitting percentage on the season is .218, and their opponents is only .083, Vincent. They've been really stellar with their outside hitters to start this season up, as Montclair gets another point there as it was hit into the net once again.
That just seems like a video game statistic right there. That is the defense that you ask for, the defense that you dream of. And again,
another
miscommunication there.
Yeah.
Nobody called it, and I imagine that's what Arcadia is going to be talking over in this quick timeout.
Vincent, you mentioned this before. Arcadia just a little out of sorts right now to start this game. What do they need to do to find their way offensively?
I think you just got to get a little bit louder. I mean, communication is key during these games. It's key during any sport, but especially a sport where you're, so close to each other. You got to be able to get loud and call for the ball.
It's a good point. And Montclair now starting to click a little bit. You see their outside hitters getting the kills they want. They're playing great defense around the net. What have you seen that you've liked so far for Montclair?
Well, I like the game plan that Coach Nowinski told us yesterday. I want to spread out the scoring a little bit more. Muse has been amazing this season alone, but, you don't want to just feed it to her. There's other hitters there that can really, really up the game and up the potential of this team. And that's what we've been seeing today. I mean, it hasn't just been Muse. It hasn't just been Capone. It hasn't just been Curran. It's been everyone, a whole Red Hawks team that has been able to score and, communicate with each other.
Make a great point, Vincent. It's a lot of different women contributing to this Red Hawks team early to start the season, and you see it here in this game. Coach Nowinski did talk to us about that the other day. Obviously a really good freshman core for Montclair, but Coach Nowinski wants to make sure that the older players are also looking after them. And Cameron Muse talked about that yesterday. She said she almost feels like the older players in this team are kind of a mom to her, a role model. So, it's just the chemistry is really high for this Red Hawks team right now, and Coach Nowinski is really proud of the way they've been playing. Blocked at the net by Thomas and Capone. They've been lethal all season at that. Hit up by Karsic. Lily Thomas trying to tip it over. Great block at the net by Delara.
I mean, good idea by Thomas, but perfectly read by Arcadia there. And now, the ball's in their court. They can do something here and kind of shrink that 14-8 lead a little bit.
Delara serving here for Arcadia. Karsic hits it over. Thomas with the big-time kill.
And she's nodding there a little bit. She knows that that's what she should have been doing that first time around. And even Coach Nowinski puts a little smile on his face. That's how we wanted it to work.
We're going to talk about it all game, Vincent. Montclair is just so dominant around the net. Just the kill percentage is outrageous to start this season. Young hits it over. And another point for the Red Hawks. Young not really finding her groove to start this game, Vincent.
No, and I mean, obviously, 16-8 lead right now. They've consistently, kept doubled Arcadia's scores so far today. But the one thing that we have not seen from Arcadia this season, they haven't won a game after losing a set whatsoever. All their 3 wins so far this season have all been sweeps.
Big time kill for Lloyd. The southpaw makes it 16-9. Now Montclair still leads, but that's more of what Arcadia needs, right? They need to set up their offense, get cleaner looks to set up their outside hitters.
Maybe take a page out of the Red Hawks book here. Spread it around.
Dug out by Muse. Capone on the outside. Dug out nicely by Arcadia, trying to return on the attack. Tipped over and put in the perfect spot. That was Arshel. And Arcadia trying to crawl back into this one.
A great spot right there. I mean, you have Karsic and Bautista both diving, and neither can get to it to keep the play alive there.
Yeah, sometimes it's not how hard you hit it, Vincent. It's just where you place it. And that one a little too strong. And that's what Arcadia can't do in this game, Vincent. They can't give Montclair these chances. When you play a good team like this, you have to limit the errors.
Especially a team on a hot streak right now. Every one of these Red Hawks right now feel like nothing can stop them. And, if you're Arcadia, you have to prove that you can stop them.
Delara digs it out. Tipped over, hit nicely at the net once again. Zoe Horn so good at that. Another block for the Red Hawks. Conrad has done a really good job for this Montclair team early in the service department. Arshell hits it over. Montclair will get a clean hit here. Blocked at the net and dug out barely by Sanchez. Arshell will tip it over, blocked at the net once again, but this time Horn can't tip it over, Vincent, but Montclair doing everything they can defensively to stop this Arcadia attack.
No, that was a good attack by Arcadia. They saw Horn was there, and they go for the easy tip. As she's coming down, you see another Red Hawk coming in to try to tip it, but the idea for Horn was that she just wanted to get it over the net and back onto the other side.
Kaylin Riggy serving for the Knights. Barely dug out by Muse. Hit on the outside by Traska. And a big-time hit by Muse is blocked at the net. What a play by Arcadia. And Arcadia starting to find their way a little bit now.
Great play there. And you said it exactly, Tim. I mean, they look like they're back in groove, or at least getting back into the groove that they had.
Tell you what, it's not easy to block Muse at the net, but that's exactly what the Knights did there. Little miscommunication by Montclair. Will be tipped over by Traska. Hit onto the outside. Arshell will hit it over now for Arcadia. Conrad hits it up to Horn. Big time hit is dug out by Sanchez. Arshell on the outside. Hit up by Rodman now. Conrad sets up Muse. Blocked at the net. Arcadia trying to return on the attack. Barely dug out by Batista. Rodman will bump it over. Outside Arshell once again. Tipped at the net, and it can't be saved. What a big time momentum shift for the Knights.
An electric play back and forth. Arcadia coming out with that one. And, I mean, if you look back at last season, the one thing that we saw a lot was Montclair kind of got a little too comfortable with their lead sometimes last season, and that's what kind of cursed them. You imagine that right now, especially with a freshman class, kind of a new mindset here, that hopefully is not the case.
What a play by Batista to dig it out. Barely saved that play. What a kill! That's time it was Rothschild on the run, and now it's all Arcadia in this game, Vincent.
18-14. They have clawed all the way back, and they are looking really good now. I mean, look at them at the first 10 points and these last 10 points. They have turned it around, and big part of that, communication. They've been talking to each other. You can hear them now. I mean, we can hear them in our headsets, well, which is something that we've heard the Red Hawks the entire game.
Completely different game all of a sudden in this first set. It's now 18-14. Montclair still leads. They're in the timeout right now. Vincent, we talked about this on Arcadia's side. It looked like it took them a little while to get in a groove, but now Montclair, you witness a lot of miscommunication on their passes, and they're not getting clean hits for their outside hitters.
No, they really haven't. They haven't been able to find a path, and I think Arcadia's read the playbook a little bit. They know what's going on here. They've been able to time up the blocks. They've been able to time up their own blocks, and, you know, Horn, who was looking dominant at the beginning after that one miscue on a block, has kind of gone back to her own. Arcadia really on a roll right now and looking like anything is possible.
And Vincent, Batista, even though Montclair has been struggling a little bit the past couple minutes, she had two fantastic digs that were potential kills for Arcadia.
Absolutely. I mean, she's kept them at a 4-point game right now.
See if Arcadia can continue the momentum. Dug out by Karsic. On the run, kill for Horn, right what the doctor ordered. Montclair trying to regain control of this game. Those on the run kills are just so fun to watch, Vincent.
So exciting.
And we talk about Muse and her ability to kill, but she's also a great server for this team as well. Blocked at the net, but it'll go out of bounds. Arcadia gets another point.
Yeah, I mean, we got a close angle on that one. That one just looked like it tipped off at a weird angle on Horn's hand and kind of fell out of bounds.
Arshell serving now for the Knights. She's had a fantastic game. She tried to line drive it over, but not enough. And that's another service error for Arcadia.
And Montclair only needing one more point to put this one away. Oh, I apologize. 5 more points.
Horn hits it over. Dug out by Sanchez. Delera on the outside will bump it over. Conrad sets up Thomas, and another kill for the Redhawks.
Thomas has looked electric again. She had one talk with Coach, and it looks like she's really turned it on. She's not trying to just, lollipop it over anymore. She's going for those line drive kills.
And you see the vertical. She really gets off the floor. Line drive serve there, barely dug out by the Knights. Traska gives it to Conrad. Kieran on the outside. Arcadia barely returns it. Conrad again trying Kieran. And will it stay in? No. They're saying it was out of bounds. Another point for the Knights. 21-16, the Redhawks lead in this first set.
Seen a very good match, a good first set in this match.
Conrad to Kieran. She'll decide to tip it over. Little trickiness there. And great, smart play by the Knights. Just threw it right in the middle where nobody was, and Rodman couldn't get it to it in time.
And it looked like Rodman could have got it to it, but she took just a stutter step for just a second and then fell. Maybe a little bit of a miscommunication as everybody was staring at the ball.
It's not always easy to hit that floor either. Diving for those tough ones. Delera tips it over. Great dig by Conrad. On the outside, big time hit, blocked at the net, but will stay over. Really, really good game for Rachel Kieran so far in this one, Vincent.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, last year she led in kills for this team, and she's proving, why she has that leadership role and why she has been such a big factor for this team.
Karsic, dug out barely, once again by the Knights. Delera with the big-time kill.
And it looks like Delera has really broken out there. I mean, that was lethal.
Yeah, she's one of the more one of the more talented outside hitters you will see in this whole game. Montclair State trying to return the favor. Lily Thomas, that one is too strong. We've seen a good game so far from Thomas, but that one was just a little too powerful.
Yeah, I don't think anything wrong with that. She's trying to, use her power to her advantage and just got, a weird angle there, a line drive kind of angle.
Capone tried to hit it, but she hit it right into the net. And don't blink, Vincent. It's 22-20. Montclair's lead now down to 2. Muse kind of hits it awkwardly, but Montclair will stay with it. Arcadia on the attack, tipped over. Karsic sets it up for Thomas. Arcadia on this side. Delera blocked at the net by Capone. Thomas tips it over now for Montclair. Arcadia trying to get something going. Tipped up in the air by Muse, and Karsic can't get to it. Another point for Arcadia. And Montclair out of sorts right now.
And Muse just kind of wrongly read that one as it was up in the air, and that was going out of bounds.
Karsic hits it up for Muse. Dug out by Arshel. Big time kill once again, and Arcadia ties it up.
They have clawed all the way back. They have fought all the way back, and we are back at a 22 tie. I mean, we saw 10-5. 14-7, 16-8, and now we are back at 22 apiece.
And Vincent, I have a question for you. Montclair won both games in the tri-match the other day. It's 22-22 now. Do you think there's any layover from last games? They've been on a winning streak, maybe going into this one, a late-night game. Maybe they're a little out of sorts.
Well, they've been playing home for a very long time, and I don't think that really factors into anything. But they haven't lost a set all of September. Their last loss came on August 31st against UMass Dartmouth.
Who's a very good program.
A very good program. So they get swept out there, but they have gone on this 3-match winning streak. And, I mean, you can feel it right now, but the tides have really shifted. What came into this game feeling like, it's Montclair's game and Arcadia just kind of needs to roll with it, has really turned into, Arcadia rolling with the punches here and have just waited back a little bit and have struck with the uppercut.
You make an excellent point, Vincent. And Arcadia's come into this game, looking to get a win. They're on a 3-game skid, and sometimes you need to roll together and you kind of got to get the tougher ones. And it's going to be a tough one. You can already tell both teams going back and forth and trading punches as we start up here once again. And again, another error by Montclair. The bump goes out of bounds. A little trickiness see from Arcadia's side on these serves. Dug out by Batista. Karsic sets it up on the outside, and a big-time kill for Batista. Just what the Redhawks needed.
They were pumped about that one, and I don't blame them whatsoever.
I mean, it was much needed.
Very
Things weren't
much
going their
needed.
way,
I mean,
Vincent.
You said it perfectly. That's exactly what the doctor ordered.
Batista floats it over. Delera hits it. Montclair returns it Arcadia's way on the attack here. Big time hit, blocked at the net. Montclair can't do anything with it. That was Lloyd that time on the kill.
And they just got a little bit of a miscue there. Not even a miscue. Arcadia got a very lucky roll that put that block out of reach whatsoever.
Delera serving here for the Knights. Rodman digs it out. Karsic hits it over to Muse. They need her to get going. Montclair's side, we talked about Muse all year, Vincent, as Thomas hits it into the net. Blocked once again, and another point for Arcadia. They win the first set.
This is the first time that Montclair, we said it earlier just for a moment, but the first set loss since October 31st. We're going to quickly throw it over to Thomas Gaffney, who has some notes for us. I mean, switching sides right now is Montclair. We're getting ready for set number 2. And we said it prior to this, but Arcadia, they have not won a match without winning the first set. Well, coming into this second set right now, just a quick stat read-off for you. Karsic right now leading with 7 assists for the Redhawks. She is second, I apologize, as Brianne Sands has 14 assists for Arcadia.
Yeah, Brianna Sands, what a season so far for her and Arcadia. She now has 223 assists on the year. Yeah,
pretty big number.
On Montclair's side, Vincent, I wanted to ask you because we've obviously praised Muse throughout the season, and it's been deserved. Mm-hmm. Montclair hasn't really been getting her into this game. They haven't been getting her engaged.
And I really think that goes to the strategy that Coach Sawinski was talking about earlier, that he wants to spread the ball around a little bit more. He wants to see other people score because he doesn't want the defense to get adjusted to what Muse has in the back. Now, I don't think that's I don't think it's a wrong way to look at it, but it just seems that it hasn't been working at least today. And I mean, if you're going to Muse for the last 3 matches and you've swept so far, you take your first set loss. Do not want to lose this match whatsoever. And I think you're right. They should be going to Muse a little bit more here.
Coach Stawinski definitely does want the ball spread out more, but in this situation, Vincent, do you think that you go to your star player more when you're down and you desperately need those kills?
I would not. Yeah, I would say that that's a good idea. I mean, Muse has shown that she is a great player, and as great as she has been, it's also good to remember that she is a freshman, and that teams can't, I mean, as much as you want to, you can't really get adjusted to the raw talent that some of these freshman players have.
It's a good point. And, sometimes when a freshman's coming in, the offense is not centered around her either, right? There's an adjustment period. And I think even though she has confidence in her game. It almost was a surprise to a lot of people that she became the star so early, considering she was a freshman. But let's see if Montclair implements her more in this second set. Just about ready to go here. But either way, Vincent, I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better first set of action from both sides.
But you want to know one thing that we have been seeing a lot of, I mean, the hit percentage. We talked about it earlier. It was .09, correct, for Montclair? Or
.08.
Opponents.
Opponents' hit percentage against Montclair is .083. Yes.
They had Arcadia in that first set had a .256. So they have figured out the defense and really used it to their advantage.
It's a very important stat because you talk about Montclair's defense as well, the blocking. Delera trying to get going early for Arcadia, and she will.
Arcadia right now, I mean, working perfectly together, just gliding through the wind. Montclair has made some mental mistakes here.
Served by Delera. Karsich with the backwards pass. Big time hit by Kieran. Great dig by Delera. Rodman digs it out now. Karsich on the outside to Kieran. What a dig. Once again, this time Sains for Arcadia. Muse hits it up. Karsich now on the outside. Capone, big time hit, and she'll get the kill. Capone's third kill of the game.
And just too much power there for Sans to control whatsoever from the Redhawks.
Yeah, just so much talent from this freshman class. And a tricky serve from Batista. Montclair now leads 3-1. Excuse me, 2-1 in this second set. Batista, probably the best server on this team. She does a fantastic job.
Mm-hmm. And another, freshman out there that has a lot to prove and a long time to do it.
That one too strong again from Montclair, and we've praised these outside hitters for the Redhawks, but they're starting to show some signs of falling off a little bit in this second set compared to how they were playing in the beginning of the game.
Yes, they most definitely have. They just have looked a little out of sorts. We've seen a little too much power or not enough power.
And that's a great sight for the Redhawks. Muse with the kill there, and they're going to want to see more of that in the second set.
And you bring it back Horn now, a little bit of a defensive edge for yourself.
Horn's done a phenomenal job throughout this game defensively, as you just mentioned. Powerful serve by Rodman. Return blocked at the net by Montclair. They do that so well. Barely dug out by Batista. Rodman will bump it over. Here's Sains to the outside. Blocked once again, this time Muse at the net. Arshel hits it. Batista once again. Muse with the big time hit. Blocked at the net. Dug out by Montclair. Muse hits it over. Tipped at the net once again. Barely hit over by Arcadia. Karsich sets it up now. Batista will tip it over. Arshel on the outside. Hit into the net once again. Montclair will get the point, and it's a big one.
Just back and forth here like a pinball machine. Wow.
This is good volleyball, man.
I'm
having a great time with you, Vincent. I'm watching. This is just great stuff. It's nothing like watching volleyball at Panzer, I'll tell you that. Hit up by Sains. Big time hit. And another point for Arcadia. Looks like Montclair may. Excuse me. Yep, they will give it to Arcadia. Looks like Montclair may have touched the net there. But either way, it's 4-3. Redhawks lead in this second set. Kaylin Ridgey serving once again for Arcadia. We've seen a lot of her today in the service department.
And Ridgey moves over, maybe trying to read the defense a little bit better. Find their weak spot.
Sets it up on the outside. Capone with another powerful hit, but that one's dug out nicely by Arcadia. Arshel hits it over. Karsich on the outside to Muse. Dug out by Sanchez. Sneaked over by Arcadia, and Montclair barely recovers. Sanchez hits it up to Arshel. Dug out by Batista. Karsich blocked at the net by Rothschild. Tipped over by Muse. Sains on the corner. She'll send it over to Arshel at a big-time point for the Knights.
Wow. And it looked like there was multiple points in there when it just looked like that was going to go Arcadia's way. But the Redhawks defense able to stop it just up until the end. I mean, wow. Arcadia, they have nothing to lose, and they're showing it.
Just great volleyball, like we said before right now. That one a little, no, it stayed in. It stayed in. Arcadia up 5-4. We just talked about Ridgie and her serving ability. That one was a really nice one.
Beautiful serve.
Just barely got the outside corner there.
It really looked like it just niched the line.
Almost like a two-seamer over there towards the corner once again by Ridgie. Sanchez bumps over to Arshel. She's been having a fantastic game, and she gets another kill. Julia Arshel with her 7th kill of the game, Vincent.
Wow. It makes sense. The power from the Knights has been incredible. And Rodman has been putting everything on the line here to keep that ball in play. It just has not been going her way.
I guess stats are deceiving, Vincent, going into this game. Outside hitters for Montclair have had a way higher percentage. But in this one, Arcadia really dominated.
And good read by Bautista there. That was about the 3rd time that I saw it where it looked like the ball was clearly going out and they were not going to rock with it, but they hit it anyways. Bautista there able to read it. Just let it go.
Bautista, a very smart player, a freshman, but you wouldn't know because she just plays the game at such a high level, and she is a very smart player. Rodman dug out. Here's Muse on the outside. Blocked at the net. It's like, yep, violation there.
It looks like some glasses fell off the referee.
It's not always easy to stand up there as a ref. Take some hits throughout the game, but
I'd be wearing my sports goggles if I was up there.
And it's not fun when you see the powerful outside hitters too.
Gitlin.
See
our boss,
Professor Gitlin, doing a great job getting the glasses there for the ref.
True hero.
Trask on the outside, and another mistake by Montclair. Vincent, we've seen too many of them in this game.
No, it felt like, the tides shifted when they tied it up at 22 in the first set, but
it's been downhill from there for the Redhawks. Yep. Arshel, she's just been fantastic for Arcadia in this game. On the run, big time kill for Horn once again, and she's had a fantastic game for this Montclair team.
Read the defense perfectly and puts it in directly the right spot to find it.
Muse serving for Montclair. Sanchez digs it out. Sains to Delera on the outside, and she'll be rewarded with another kill.
Just a rough go of things. It feels like every time the Redhawks have, scratch back, make a big play, trying to move back in their direction. Just a miscue or, a slight hand angle.
Delera on the outside, blocked at the net. Kieran here sets it up. Muse, nice return. Delera once again blocked at the net. Conrad sets it up for Kieran on the outside. Once again blocked at the net, barely stays over. Conrad sets up Muse this time. Dug out by Arshel. Blocked at the net once again by Kieran. Delera on the outside, tipped up, and it's out of bounds. Another point for the Knights.
And it just looked like Gabby Conrad looked like she was going to go for it for a second. I think she would have been the right person on the court right now to go for it. But instead, Muse coming into it, which is never a bad idea, but just misreads it.
And a service error there by Rothschild. Pretty sloppy second set we've seen from both sides. A lot of mistakes. 10-7, Arcadia leads. And we briefly mentioned this before, Vincent, but what a season so far from Brianna Science. She now has 228 assists on the year, setting up her outside hitters.
I mean, at Montclair, we get to see Emily Karsich, be the assist leader here, but I mean, Song's doing it at a different level, which is impressive.
Traska there with the kill for Montclair. Let's see if that can get them going. But yeah, Brianna Science, just a terrific season. Sometimes the setters don't get as much attention as the hitters do, but they're as important. Dug out by Delara. Here's Science. Delara with the kill, and it's dug out. Nicely, Arshel. Delara once again trying to attack. Blocked at the net by Thomas. Bumped over. Kieran on the outside, and she'll get the kill. What a game we've seen from Kieran.
She's keeping them alive here. And now within one.
Montclair trying to regain control and momentum of this game. Horn will be serving here for the Redhawks. And another mistake from Montclair, just very uncharacteristic so far throughout this game. We've seen Montclair make a lot of mistakes, and that's really why they've been winning a lot of games, Vincent, throughout the season, is they haven't made those mistakes. But in this one, they have been making a lot of them.
No, I mean, the communication has been there in games past, but right now, I don't even think it's a communication error right now. I think it's just
a little overthinking, it seems like.
It just feels like overthinking right now. I mean, they're still right there. As much as we've said it, it's still just a one-point game.
That's how good of a team they are.
Exactly.
They're having a bad game. If you're watching this game right now, realistically, they're having a bad game for their standards, and they're still in this game. That's how talented of a team they are. Delara on the outside, dug out by Rodman. Karsic sets up Thomas. Sanchez hits it for Delara, blocked at the net by Thomas once again. Big time hit is tipped at the net by Montclair. Ooh, they're saying it wasn't tipped. Montclair point, that was a tough call there. May have been tipped around the net.
We are back to tied at 11 now. Karsic is going to serve that one.
Here's Science, sets it up on the outside, hit into the net.
Montclair takes their first lead since the last set, or since earlier this set.
Delara on the outside, blocked at the net by Kieran. Another point for Montclair, and that's really what they need, Vincent, is to start playing better defense around the net.
And if they can do that, you would hope that everything turns around.
Vincent, we got big news on the field hockey side from Montclair. Coach O'Reilly just got her 100th win on the season.
Wow. That is impressive stuff. We have a great game going on right here, but we've talked to Coach O'Reilly before, and we know how much work that field hockey team puts in. And Coach O'Reilly,
you make a great point,
deservingly, with her 100th win. Congratulations, really.
Yeah, congratulations to Coach O'Reilly. Make a great point. We had the pleasure of watching one of their practices, and they just take it very seriously. They're very professional. Coach O'Reilly, very enthusiastic about this team that she has this year.
Mm-hmm. And just like all the teams on campus, including this volleyball team, I mean, when we were at practice for field hockey, they communicated well. It didn't seem like it was a job to be there. It didn't seem like, it was homework or anything that they had practiced together. It seemed like, a great bonding event, and that they were one. It wasn't, 20 players out there. It was one team.
Yeah, and as you see, the hit by Arshel goes out of bounds. Now, 15-12 Montclair, they've been able to recapture the lead. Last point I want to make about the field hockey team and volleyball team, sometimes it's hard. A lot of these college athletes at this level haven't really experienced the side of having to talk to the media and stuff like that, but the players have done a good job of communicating with the Red Hawk Sports Network and adjusting to that new role.
Yeah, and that means a lot to us. And
Batista too strong on that one. It's now 15-13 Montclair. This is a big second set for the Red Hawks, Vincent. Montclair doesn't want to go down 0-2.
No. They definitely do not want to go down whatsoever. I mean, digging out of a 1-0 hole, I think that's very doable, especially for this talented Red Hawks team. Digging yourself out a 2-0 hole.
Not as easy.
Easier said than
doable,
done.
but not ideal. Montclair gets another kill there. It's 16-13 now in this second set. And Rodman Fantastic server for this team, Librero.
Another leader on this team.
Science hits it up, tipped over perfectly, barely dug out by Rodman. What a play! Science hits it up, big time hit at the net by Rothschild. And Arcadia, Montclair going back and forth right now.
Staying in the play there is the Knights, keeping it alive.
Rothschild has 6 kills on the day. She's done a fantastic job for this Arcadia team. 16-14, Montclair leads. Riggy once again serving for Arcadia. What a nice play by Rothschild! And Arcadia trying to return the favor now. Riggy has just done a phenomenal job all day of serving. Just seems like every time she's serving, Arcadia is getting more and more points.
And just 1 point away from tying this back up. Seemed like Montclair was coming back.
Muse with the big time kill, the star freshman. Puts Montclair up 17-15. A lot of power behind that one, Vincent.
And that's why she's on the starting lineup. That's why she's in the game right now in a close game like this.
Hey, we mentioned that
Yeah,
they're going to need her down the stretch. It's not necessarily fair to ask that much of your freshman, but she does a lot for this team. Spinner go over the net there. Big time hit by Rothschild. Rodman does a great job of digging that one out. Science sets it up on the outside. Arshell to Rodman, who once again digs it out. Muse on the outside, blocked at the net. Arcadia can't recover, and that's 2 kills in a row for Muse.
Now you see Emma Hatcher in the game.
Yeah, the junior. Haven't seen a lot of her in this game, but she's doing a great job right now. It's not easy to come off the bench and serve.
Now,
as that one's hit out of bounds. Just really impressive. Comes right off the bench and is a pivotal spark plug for this Redhawks team, Vincent.
And you want to know what? I was just going to say that because I feel like we just keep on going back and back, and I don't want to sound like a broken record here, but Coach Stawinski gave us so much valuable information, and one of the things he said is that there's a lot of players on this bench that are spark plugs. They come out and they help the morale, they help things going. Emma Hatcher is one of those players. Last year, she was the loudest when they got a point. She was keeping them up when they lost a point. And, she is a phenomenal player. Mm-hmm. But when you have the morale, when you have the ability to keep the morale high, or at least at a steady level, that's impressive as is.
And you want to see that from Hatcher, get her opportunities, because like you said, she is such a good teammate. She's a junior. She's paid her dues. You love to see when they step up in those kind of situations. But turning to Arcadia's side, they were on a roll, right? They won the first set. It looked like they came out hot in the second set, but Montclair's somehow clawed their way back. What does Arcadia need to do to end up winning this second set?
Well, they're not in a big hole right now, down by 4, but if you want to win this set, you got to be able to do exactly what they did in that first set, which was read the defense. They did that wonderfully, and that's really how they won. They were able to read the defense, understand, how Horn is going to be blocking or how fast she's going to go up, how she's going to read you, and they did the exact opposite, and were just able to work it to their advantage.
Great dig by Riggy. Delera sends it over towards Montclair's side. Montclair on the attack, blocked at the net, but it stays over. Another point for Montclair. Saw the tip by Muse at the line. And Hatcher still serving. Hatcher hits it over, dug out by Sanchez. Hit over by Arshell. Bumped by Karsich to Muse. What a big time kill by Muse once again. And Montclair's now up 21-15.
We talked about it after that first set, but the ability to use Muse more and kind of, as much as they like spreading out the ball, use it to their advantage.
What a tricky serve there, barely dug out by Delera. Karsich hits it to the outside. Muse hits it at the line. Muse barely dug out by Delera. Arshell hits it over. Bumped by Batista. Tipped at the line, but Horn just couldn't get enough of it.
they lost that set. They lost that round right there. But, I mean, Muse, she looks locked in right now.
And that's needed for the Red Hawks side. Arshel hits it over. Batista bumps it up for Rodman, who bumps it to Muse. Sanchez hits it up. Delara now hits it over. Muse once again blocked at the net by Science. Science hits it up to Delara. Delara with the line drive over. Karsic. Sanchez bumps it up to Delara once again. Dug out by Rodman. Karsic to Muse. Dug out and tipped over by Science, barely saved by Montclair. Big time hit by Rothschild. Somehow dug out by Batista. Arshel hits it to Science. Hit over once again by Horn. Sanchez. Oh my goodness, great volleyball we're watching right now. And it will be a point for Arcadia. Muse couldn't hit it over. My goodness, Vincent, I'm laughing because this is just such great volleyball we're seeing. It refuses to hit the ground right now on either side.
Oh my goodness, it's like that ball is defying gravity right now. I've never seen it. Wow.
My goodness. Just, I mean, the digs we've been seeing on both sides, it seems like every kill is safe. Muse with the big time, it is blocked, but she'll still get the kill. Sanchez can't handle it. Cameron Muse starting to click on all cylinders now in this second set.
Oh. And if you're Arcadia right now, I know you're up 1-0, but whew, hey, do not want to let her click.
Muse hits it over, tricky serve. Science hits it up to Rothschild on the move. Powerful serve by, powerful kill by Rothschild. She's so good at hitting it on the run, Vincent.
And Rodman's just been, I mean, she's taken a lot of blows from these kills so far, and just right there, not able to dig it up whatsoever.
Hatcher hits it over to Karsic, who hits it to Kieran. Set up here by Science. Delara on the outside, and a big-time kill from Delara. 22-19. Timeout called here. Seems like every time Montclair finds their rhythm, Arcadia crawls right back.
Exactly, and if you're Coach Dowinski right now, I think in this huddle, you got to be saying you got to find a groove, you got to find a way to get that groove, maybe a new strategy, maybe a new plan, but, I mean, you got to find a way to break away right now. Arcadia and Montclair has been locked in. Both sides, honestly, both coaches right now should be saying, you know, we got to think of a new plan really quickly. We have to attack maybe a little bit differently because none of them have been able to break away quite far from the other one.
And we've kind of seen the emergence of Cameron Muse late in the second set. What can you say about her play so far in this game?
Oh, wow. I mean, we said it already, but she looks locked in. It does not look like there's anything that can stop her. Currently right now, 8 kills, 5 digs. She's looked dominant.
And on Arcadia's side, Vincent, Rothschild has had a great second set as well. What can you say about her play?
Well, Rothschild, I mean, has 7 kills so far on the day, has looked, again, another dominant player, and has really, you know, kept close with Montclair this entire second set. And when they were winning, she looked like the reason that they were winning.
Yeah, she's been pivotal for the Knights here in this game as she's serving once again. Muse will dig it out. Here's Kieran on the outside. Big time hit is barely bumped over by Delara. She'll send it back over. Rodman to Karsic. Kieran on the outside. Big time kill for Kieran.
Deadly duo in Muse and Curran.
Rachel Kieran has had a phenomenal game for this Red Hawks team. Phenomenal. She's done a great job. Seems like every time they need a big hit, she's there for them. Muse too strong on that serve.
And I have to say, I mean, Curran last year had Ramsey on her side to kind of take the attention away from her. But I feel like even now, especially now, with Muse on the other side, the defense has to be divided now entirely to take on the two of them.
Yeah, and what a block at the line, but it'll go out of bounds. Point for Arcadia, 23-21 now. Montclair leads. We'll see Science serving here for them. the thing with Kieran too is she's so good at mixing it up for on the outside hits. Sometimes you see the strong hit, sometimes you see the tip over. She just understands the game at the next level.
Yeah, I mean, she's reading the defense like a book right now. And that's what she's done last year and this year.
Hit it by Robin Muse, tries to get a big-time hit, and it will go right into the net. It's now 23-22. Montclair can't afford to give this lead up.
Pivotal moment here. We saw last set, it got tied up this close too.
Science serving for Arcadia. On the outside, Batista. Great bump by Science. Delara hits it over, barely dug out by Rodman. She's done that all game. Batista whacks it over the other way. What a play by her. Delara to Batista. Back to Batista, she'll float it over. Arcadia trying to stay alive. On the outside, big time hit is blocked at the net, and it hits it to the net. Montclair point, and it's a big one.
A lot of big moments there, but Batista sending it over the net. It looked like a rainbow.
That was an incredible play.
That was
She was running back towards the corner there, fisted the other way. I mean, that's a tough play.
That looked like Babe Ruth kind of swinging it over there.
Science hits it the other way. Big time kill! Once again, that time it was Juliana Lloyd for Arcadia, and she's had a fantastic game for them as well. Her 7th kill in the day, Vincent.
Oh, wow.
And we talked about it, spreading it out on Montclair's side, but that's exactly what Arcadia's doing right now with their hitters. Delara will hit it over. On the outside, Batista, big hit is blocked, and it will go out of bounds. Montclair wins the 2nd set.
We are back tied up at 1. Wow. And at first, I thought it was a miscommunication, but it looked like it was perfect communication to read that one was going out of bounds. All right, we're going to send it quickly over to Thomas Gaffney.
As with all the teams here at Montclair State University, Coach Tawinski has done a great job of finding new players and new freshmen to cover this team. And when a new player leaves, a new player has to come in and praise their roles. 5 new freshmen round out this team, and they have been making a name for themselves so far this season. If you look at the total attempts leaders this season in the top 5, 3 of them are freshmen. To name a few, Bryn Batista from Washington Township, New Jersey, played in 15 out of 16 sets this season, and before the game was 2nd in digs with 48 and led the team in digs last game versus Cedar Crest. Another name is Cameron Muse, the outside hitter from Parker, Colorado, the reigning NJAC Rookie of the Week, and it's sure to be not her last. She leads the team in kills with 61 before the game and 3rd in blocks in the team with 5. We got to talk to Coach Sawinski. We got to talk to Coach Sawinski at practice this week about the new faces. Serious.
How they go into practice every single day. They're always looking for something to improve. We actually have a self-evaluation little form we send out on Sundays for them, and they actually do a really good job at really looking back at the week and really looking at their game and the things that they can do better. And it's really good to get that insight when we go into another week of training. And there's always something that they want to improve, something they want to develop a little bit more. And that's really good to have. So with such a young group out there, is their willingness, and they're also like self-reflecting a little bit on the things that they can do better. And that's always, it helps our job as coaches to see those areas, get on the same page with them, and obviously work together with them to develop it through the year. They've done a really good job adjusting to the game. I think that's one of the biggest things we see in the freshman class. It takes a little longer for them to kind of catch up to the speed of the college game, and they've done a really good job in the first 2 weeks just playing with a lot of poise, a lot of control out there, and they don't let like the ups and downs or maybe errors really affect them. So I think that's really has stand out a lot this year early on, is just how they're carrying themselves on the court is something that they don't remind me of freshmen. They look more like juniors a little bit, but it's good that we have them for another 3.5 years. So.
team, or these two teams, is Montclair's hitting percentage is at 16.8% compared to Arcadia's 19.8.
Big time block at the net for the Knights to start this third set, and that's a part of their game where they actually haven't dominated. Their opponents have 72 block assists against them, and they've only had 30, but on that one, big time block. Kieran hit this time, and the kill! It's been the Rachel Kieran show so far in this second and third set.
And Coach Stawinski quickly talking to her, you know, she's done amazing, and I imagine just sitting her to get just a little bit of a breather and maybe a different look.
Here's Capone on the outside. She'll hit it and is blocked out of bounds by Arcadia. 2-1 lead early in this third set for Montclair. Batista with the floater serve over. Outside hit. Looks like it found the corner. Yes, it did. Juliana Lloyd. Looks like it just sneaked into the corner there. 2-2.
And Coach Stawinski did not agree with that whatsoever.
It was a close one. It was a close one.
It looked very, very close, especially from our angle.
Delara hits it over. That one stays in as well. And she gets the ace.
Wow. Just has to back up just a little bit. And we've only seen now our seventh service ace of the game. Very low, especially for these two teams.
Delara, that one is too strong and into the net. It's now 3-3. Rodman will be serving for Redhawks. One of the more talented servers on this team, and she's done a fantastic job for them throughout the season, the senior. Hit right into the net by Lloyd. A little bit of a mistake there by Arcadia. It's now 4-3.
And two teams that, you know, no one looks to be breaking away whatsoever. I mean, 4-3.
Just back and forth.
Back and forth. And it's not even like a close, just because it's an early set. It will stay this way the entire set.
Capone bumps it to Karsic. She'll hit it to Batista. Big time hit by Batista. She's had a fantastic game for the Redhawks.
Pivotal part of this team.
Rodman once again serving. She's trying to find the back corner, and she does! What an ace by Rodman.
Quickly for Bautista, I mean, currently 4 kills on the board. She's looked incredibly dominant.
Yeah, and she spends a lot of time on the back row. It's not easy to get that many kills when you're there. They had mixed her in, but she does a fantastic job. You saw that kill from the back.
Yes. And her debut against Vassar, she had 11 kills. Didn't reach above the 3 mark since, but today has really looked to be a pivotal part of this team.
Dug out by Batista, bumped over to Capone, and she finds the right spot in the weak side of the defense, and it's now 7-4 Montclair.
Sinks the battleship on that one. Perfect position.
Emma Hatcher once again serving for the Redhawks.
And Hatcher, who prior to this game only played 1 set this season, has seemed like she is returning back. Oh, we got a ball coming over here. All right.
Almost got a souvenir our way, Vincent. Thought we were going to get one. You don't always get one in volleyball, but came our way. So those hits by Lloyd today, Vincent, have just been so powerful.
Yeah, honestly, I'm surprised that's the first one that came our way.
Yeah, just with all the ricochets. Reggie serving for the Knights. Rodman bumps it over to Muse. She'll hit it back. Batista has to just hit it over. Science to Rothschild. That's been clicking all day for the Knights.
Oof. And Montclair has not been able to read them whatsoever. And honestly, if I'm Arcadia, I'm going back to that duo until Montclair can prove that they can read it.
7-6, Redhawks lead in this third set. Rodman, good dig there. Muse on the outside. Will it stay in? It looks like it did. No, wait, hold up. I'm talking it over here.
Well, what was called Arcadia's point at first was then reversed to Montclair's point. And maybe a quick conversation coming over here with the referee and Nicole Delera.
Another close one there.
And you want to know what? In such a close game,
every point matters.
Exactly.
We talked about that mirror image stat chart, and literally any point could change the direction of this game. Literally.
Anything. That's how exciting this game has been. I mean, this is what Arcadia has really been looking for. They haven't played close volleyball in the last couple games. Montclair hasn't really played close volleyball. I mean, in the last couple games, I mean, Montclair obviously does not want to be in this position, I would imagine.
No, but Arcadia deserves to be in this position the way they've been playing.
Oh,
I would argue they've been playing the better game.
And I think, especially win or lose this set, win or lose this game, Coach Sawinski has a lot to talk about before they take their trip over to Lancaster, PA.
It looks like, see who they gave the point to. I think they gave it to Montclair.
I believe they did.
Based on the reactions.
And it will be.
It's 8-6, Redhawks lead. Delera not happy about that one, and there's been a lot of those close ones in the corner that have been controversial, but Vincent, Julia Arshel, 10 kills on the day for this Knights team. She's been fantastic throughout this whole game.
Yeah, they've been able to spread around the ball. It hasn't just been her.
Here she is once again. Rodman able to dig that one out. Horn hits it over to the corner. What a smart play by Horn.
Wow. That was ridiculous. Perfect placement there. Nobody around.
Here's Muse. Science up for Rothschild once again. She can't be stopped.
Montclair, I mean, as close as these games have been, they have proven that they cannot read Rothschild whatsoever.
9 kills.
At points they have been, but they lose it almost immediately.
Muse with the kill. Her 10th of the day.
And with still at least one set to go, racking those numbers up.
Horn serves it over. Delera to Science. Big time hit by Rothschild is blocked by Kieran. What a block at the net. Dug out by Muse. Karsic to Kieran. And that one's too strong. It's now 10-8 Redhawks.
Yeah, a little too much sauce on that one. But, I mean, she's been able to hone in her zone multiple times. But just every once in a while, it's going to happen. Nothing to worry about there.
Yeah, Rachel Kieran has had such a good game for this team. 7 kills on the day for her. Kieran tips it over. Dug out by Arshel. Delera on the outside. Big time dig by Muse. Rodman to Kieran once again. Rothschild will dig it out this time. Science flips it over. Rodman bumps it to Karsic. Lily Thomas at the line. It's blocked. Delera hits it over. Blocked again at the net. Karsic to Kieran. Blocked at the net. Rodman bumps it to Karsic. To Kieran. Blocked at the net once again. Barely saved by Arcadia. Delera hits it over, and it finds the weak spot of the defense. A big-time point for the Knights.
Just a black hole there that nobody was around. And honestly, Arcadia is lucky that Lily Thomas was able to tip that into the area, because it looked like Muse or Rodman or even Hatcher were going to be able to get to that one.
It's a good point. Rothschild serving for the Knights. And a tricky serve. Messes up Muse there. Put a little English on it, and just like that, it's 10-10.
We're back at a tie.
Literally could not have written a closer game. And again, Rothschild just clicking on all cylinders. We've been seeing her with the hits and the kills, but now with the service game, Vincent.
Full 5-tool player right there.
Rothschild, let's see if she can trick him up again. She will! 3 in a row. Big mistakes for the Red Hawks. Rothschild just putting some spin on it or something.
Ooh.
Just confusing these Red Hawks players.
Reading the defense perfectly. I mean, Hatcher was right there. Just couldn't get a good read on it.
Rodman able to figure that one out.
There you go.
Muse with the big time kill attempt. It will be dug out. Hatcher bumps it to Karsic. Kieran on the outside. Dug out and out of bounds. Another kill for Kieran.
A one possession game.
Kieran's 8th kill of the day. It's now 12-11, as Vincent just mentioned, a one possession game. And a service error by Karsic, very uncharacteristic from her.
Oh, not what you want to see, especially late in this game.
Again, you just don't see the mistakes a lot from Montclair like this.
No, and this has been an uncanny game for them, at least to start off this
and
season.
Another mistake, this time it's Muse. Couldn't handle the serve from Science. Just Montclair defensively right now, out of whack.
Yeah, a little bit off cue. And now you're bringing in Emily Ferry. First time we'll see her tonight.
You got to switch it up a little bit. Emily Ferry, the sophomore. Rodman bumps it to Karsic. Kieran on the outside, blocked at the net. Will it stay in? No, it won't. 14-12 now. Knights lead. Batista, as we mentioned before, a freshman, but she's just kind of she's a leader for this team. Always one of the smartest players on the court, does a lot for them. Great defensive player as well. On the outside, blocked at the net, and that will be a kill for Lloyd.
They did everything in their power to stop that one, and just angle does not work in their favor.
I mean, between Delara, Lloyd, Rothschild, Arshell, I mean, so many weapons for this Arcadia team.
Montclair's got their starting lineup out there.
And it's tipped over and finds the weak spot of the defense. The Knights lead 15-12.
Breaking away right now. This is one of the biggest leads that we've seen so far since that first set.
Yeah, big lead for Arcadia. They're up 4 now. It's been such a close game that feels like 10 points. But, Vincent, I want to ask you, because we've seen a very spread out offense now on both sides, what needs to happen in order for either side to win in this third set?
Well, I mean, Rothschild has really been the factor that Arcadia has been using to their advantage. And it seems like, you know, if you have a puzzle and you don't have you're just looking for that final piece. You know that it belongs somewhere, but you just can't find it. And that looks like Montclair right now. They just haven't been able to really find how Rothschild has been working. And for the Montclair side, I mean, we saw them work on all cylinders. In that first set, it was them working as a team.
And we're about to send it on a replay over there on the monitor. Saw the challenge replay. 16-12 Montclair, and we talked before about how talented these setters are for both sides. Emily Karsic, 26 assists on the day. Brianna Science, 31.
Karsic has now had.
Muse with the kill on the outside.
Karsic is now on a 32-game streak of 15 or more assists, and she has not gone back-to-back games without 15 assists since her freshman year. She's a junior now.
Wow. Big-time kill for Capone, and Montclair out of the timeout. Starting to get things going, and you see Capone with the energy, much needed.
Very much.
For Montclair right now.
They have to work off that energy here because although that was a great hit, Arcadia does not look phased.
Rodman hits it over, dug out by Sanchez. Arshell on the side. Will it stay in? It did. Arshell gets another kill for this Knights team. Here's Sanchez serving for the Knights. Dug up by Batista, but kind of awkwardly. And another mistake from Montclair leads to a point for Arcadia.
And this is what we've seen tonight so far. It seems like every time Montclair makes a big play, has a big possession, really shows that, you know, they're back in the game, they lose it. What feels like almost immediately, which has not really worked out in their favor.
Sanchez hits it to Batista. Karsic to Muse on the outside, is blocked at the net. Here's Capone, and she'll get it returned by Arcadia barely. What a play by them defensively. Batista tries to set up the big-time kill, but it won't happen. Too strong on that one, and Arcadia's up 5 now.
I mean, they have looked incredibly dominant right now. I mean, as dominant as Arcadia has seemed, it just looks like some mental errors at the moment from, you know, the Redhawks.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. It's been a problem for them all game. Rodman barely tips it over. Hit over by Horn now. Sanchez bumps it over to Lloyd, and a net violation leads to a point for Montclair.
Now the question is, well, can you ride this? Can this be the hit that you ride to take the lead? Down by 4 right now. I mean, not a questionable spot, but Emma Hatcher serving. Nowhere I would be more confident.
Science to Arshel. Batista bumps it to Karsic. On the outside, Ferry. Returned by Arcadia. Here's Arshel once again trying to set up the hit. And she'll get the kill once again. It's 20-15. Knights.
A big lead. Arcadia's biggest at the moment.
Arshel just has been so clutch for this Arcadia team throughout this one. Whenever they need a big point, it seems like she's there to get it for them. Barely hit over. Tipped over in a perfect spot by Science.
Montclair just looks like they cannot put it together right now. Arcadia working on all cylinders.
Karsic hits it to Ferry on the outside. Delera hits it to Science. Rothschild tries to hit it over. Sanchez to Arshel. Blocked at the net. And Montclair will get another point. Staying alive here in this third set. It's currently tied 1-1 in this match. It's a big third set.
Huge moment.
Big third set. Hit up by Hatcher. Nice play by her. Ferry hits it to Batista. Barely dug out by Delera. Great job by her. Rodman to Batista. Blocked at the net. And it will fall. Batista gets another kill.
Batista uses the power to her advantage there. Not letting anything off of that one.
Science to Arshel. Barely dug out by Ferry. What a play. Batista hits it over. Science to Rothschild. Hit up by Rodman. Batista once again trying to get a kill. Science sneaks it over. Hit over by Karsic. Science back to Arshel. Big time hit is dug out by Rodman. We've seen great defense from her all game. Science, Rothschild on the move, and a big time kill for Arcadia. Big point, Vincent.
And Rodman was there the entire time, and when she missed that last dig, she knew that she could have had it. Team is starting to get back in the groove. It looks like a little bit of Arcadia. I mean, what can stop them?
Great effort by Rodman on that last play on the dig. She's played fantastic defenses Barry messes up the hit there. Another mistake from Montclair, but Rodman has 14 digs on the day, Vincent. Just a great defensive performance from her. Sometimes that gets overlooked.
Absolutely, but I mean, she has been where the ball is going. She's like a magnet to it.
Batista can't be stopped. The freshman with another kill.
Still down by 5. You would hope that, you know, with 2 points to play for Arcadia, Montclair feels the pressure a little bit, feels the pot burning under them.
Delera blocked at the net by Thomas, but it will stay out of bounds. Arcadia's 1 point away from getting that third set win.
They'll take out a horn. They'll bring back in Rodman.
Rodman hits it up. Batista on the outside once again. She stays hot. And that is keeping Montclair's third set alive. Batista's really emerged in the last couple minutes, Vincent.
I don't want to say that she's the sole reason that they are still in this game, but she has proven that she is a big, big reason why they're staying here. And not letting go just yet.
Cartridge serving for the Red Hawks. Yeah, Batista keeping them alive here in this third set. Delera sets it up. Great block at the line, but it stays on Montclair's side. Arcadia gets the third set win, Vincent, and they're up 2-1 now in this match.
Still back and forth. I mean, it has not been comfortable. I think we can all agree. But going into set number 4 now, hopefully. You know, it looked like Arcadia was able to break away there, which neither team has been able to do. But now you work a little bit. They can read the defense a little bit more.
It isn't just volleyball playing today. Field hockey were just playing down at Sprague Field just a little bit earlier, about an hour ago. And Coach O'Reilly tallied her 100th win as a Red Hawk. This is her 10th season coaching, and she got 100 with 2-0 victory against Vassar College. Goals coming from Kylie Compton and Tori Sutera gives Coach another record to look forward to. Number 201, where she could eventually surpass tenured coach Beth Gotung in wins. And then we go on the road where women's soccer is playing at Mr. Arcadia and are currently down 1-0 entering the second half. We will keep you updated on that matchup, hoping to go 2-1 and 2. Now back to you, Vin and Tim, in the booth.
To see our fourth set in a little bit under 2 minutes. Two teams that have, you know, that set a little bit farther apart, but have really been close together.
Yeah.
And have been keeping up with each other's speed of the game so far. And we talked about it. These two teams, from what we right now, just feel like they have switched places. I mean, Arcadia, communication skills amazing. The entire team has been working on all cylinders. Montclair have not been bad. I mean, we said it earlier, and I think it really is how it is. I mean, they haven't been playing their best, but their best is still so close to Arcadia.
Yeah. Yeah, you make an excellent point, Vincent, and we talked about this a little bit before, but Arcadia's done a really good job of spreading out the wealth. You've seen a great game from Juliana Lloyd. You've seen a great game from Delera. You've seen a great game from Rothschild. You've seen a great game from a lot of different players. But overall, Montclair's just had a tough time finding their way, just too many mistakes, and it's really let Arcadia get the lead in this one. They're up 2-1. Montclair has to win the 4th and the 5th set to get back into this game. So we are just about ready to get the 4th set started up here. On our assist watch, we got 35 for Brianna Science and 29 for Emily Karsich, two of the more talented setters that you'll see at the 3-3 level for sure. Just both of them doing a great job throughout this one.
This is nothing new for them whatsoever. I mean, they both have been crucial parts of their teams for a very long time, Science. You know, Karsich we've seen here at Panzer for a very long time, or for what feels like a longer time now. But Science, freshman year, she's doing this. And for any coach whatsoever, but of course, Coach Emily Poole, you got to be very excited for Arcadia and the future of Brianna Science.
Science also leads the team in aces. She has 3 of them. Batista leads Montclair in aces. She has 2. Rothschild is actually tied with Science with 3 aces as well. Rothschild just had a fantastic game.
That's second.
All around.
That third set was something else.
Great start to Montclair. They're up 1-0 to start this 4th set. Emma Hatcher's just had a field day in the service department.
And for a lot of teams who, might have not done their research of the past, I mean, Hatcher only played 1 set prior to today. So far today, she's played 3.
Yeah, and she's deserved to stay in this game. One of the better servers we've seen on Montclair's side throughout this matchup. Science to Lloyd. Hatcher can't handle that one. It's now 1-1.
Now you get to see Delara once again, who, seemed like the biggest weapon to start off tonight. But Rothschild was really taking that title, I feel like.
Muse with the kill on the outside. Her 12th kill of the day. She now will be serving as well for the Redhawks. Sanchez bumps it to Science. Big time hit at the line and the kill. This time Kylie Strange, the junior.
Finds an open area there. Again, Arcadia sees that the defense is kind of spread out a little bit, sees the second row is considerably farther away from that first line, and have been putting it right in the hole.
Sanchez with the serve sneaks it over. Batista on the outside tips it, and a net violation will be called on her. It's now 3-2 Knights.
Big set for Arcadia. I mean, if they can close this one out, a nice road win for them to put them back on track and back at the 500 mark.
Yeah, it'll be a huge shift for their season as Hatcher can't handle that one.
I mean, as for Montclair, we said it earlier, but on the 13th, they'll face Clarkson, and then on the 14th, they have a tri-match against Virginia Wesleyan University and Franklin and Marshall, which are 3 opponents that are not, easy whatsoever.
No, definitely not, and, every game matters. Obviously, you want to focus on one at a time, but the road ahead looks tough for them as well, and they're capable of competing against those teams, but it's not going to be easy. Horn is serving for the Redhawks. The Knights lead 4-3 in this 4th set. Delara bumps it. Big time kill by Rothschild. My goodness. Vincent, she put a lot of heat behind that one, and she's just had a fantastic game.
And Horn was not able to take that one whatsoever. I mean, we've talked about Montclair's heat. The Knights, all around, they have had the game plan of spreading the ball around, and every player has put some heat on the ball.
Batista trying to return the favor. That one too strong. And Montclair can't afford to give up these points early in this set.
And now, early down by 3, not a comfortable spot for them whatsoever.
Here's Riggy, and that serve will go right into the net. 6-4 Knights lead in this 4th set, up 2-1 in the match.
Arcadia still rolling, and it really does feel like they've been rolling since that first set. Since about halfway through that first set, they have been on the mark and on trail for this victory.
Delara to Science to Arshel on the outside. Big time block by Thomas. Batista, Sanchez digs it out nicely. She's done a phenomenal job defensively today. Arshel hits it over. And another point for Arcadia. Sanchez has 12 digs. on the day. It's tied for the lead with the team and Brianna Science. Brianna Science, her name almost on every category tonight, Vincent. Another kill on the outside by Batista, and she's really kept Montclair in this game, Vincent.
I mean, Bautista has been a crucial point, and if I'm Coach Stawinski, win or lose this game, I mean, I want to use Bautista to my advantage in every single game. She was not on the starting lineup today.
And a huge block at the line. It looks like Capone and Thomas may have gotten a hand on that one, but Montclair's defense may help them get back into this game. Ridgie, Sanchez, Delera. On the outside, Muse hits it up. Riggy once again gives it over to Delera. What a dig by Batista. Muse on the outside. Delera bumps it over. She gets it right back. Batista hits it up to Karsic. On the outside, Capone floats it over. What a smart play by Capone. Little trickery.
Capone just kind of looks like, got you there. There was nothing you could do about that one. I read you perfectly. I mean, we've talked so much about this freshman class, but I think it would not be giving them justice if, we did not say that Coach Stawinski has so many weapons. I mean, that.
Muse with another kill.
There's one. We just saw Capone, and prior to that, we saw Bautista. I mean, the weapons at the arsenal of the Redhawks is insane.
It's rare you see Batista's service error there. It's rare you see 3 freshmen. It's not necessarily the talent, but it's the amount they're playing and the amount they're producing, right? Because there's talented freshmen that come in all the time, but to have this impact on the team right away is just so impressive.
We've seen, talented freshmen come through this program. The recruitment, especially for the volleyball team, does not just search, in New Jersey, searching all around the world. I mean, Muse is a...
Capone, and the ref's talking it over. They say it was too strong on that one. Capone trying to find the back corner, but she's been playing really well the past couple of minutes. Oh, they did. They gave it to Montclair. Capone on the kill there. Refs were talking it over and gave it to Montclair's side. And a tricky serve there by Rodman. She's so good at that, Vincent.
Second in the team last year in service aces, just behind Emma Hatcher. I mean, 2 great servers for this team and 2 great players.
Arshell digs it out. Tipped over by Strange. Muse on the outside, blocked at the net. Rodman, Karsic. Capone tips it over again, tried it once again. Delera on the outside, and she'll get the kill.
Back and forth here.
Back and forth all game is right. Brianna Science serving. She has 3 aces on the day. Rodman will bump it over. Arshell. Science to the outside. Delera, will it be too strong or will it stay in? And it is too strong. 11-9, Montclair leads in this one. And obviously Montclair down 2-1 in the match. So if they don't win this set, game will be over.
Win or go home here. Win or keep playing or go home.
Emma Hatcher serving here for the Redhawks. Delera on the outside, tips it over, and another point for Arcadia. Delera really starting to get going for this team now, Vincent.
And that's was something that we were missing in those first couple sets, and they were able, because they had Rothschild right there, to keep this team working and keep them moving. But Delera, I mean, it's been wonderful.
Yeah, Delera, one of the more talented players on this Arcadia team, and you can see why. Lloyd. That one will be a point once again for Arcadia, 11-11. Delera currently has 12 kills in this game. She had 86 going into this game, so she's at 98 now on the season, Vincent. Can't take that one out.
No, you cannot.
But 98 kills already in this short season is very impressive.
Mm-hmm. An extremely short season so far. A lot more to prove. A long ways to go for both of these teams until the end.
Muse hits it over, dug out by Sanchez. Arshel on the side, and she'll tip it over. We've seen that a lot throughout this game on both sides, Vincent.
Over the bridge, under the bridge, through the bridge. They've been going over every single time. It's been working. I mean, especially from the Arcadia side, we haven't seen them use as much power. I don't want to say that they haven't used their power as much.
Rothschild definitely has.
Yeah, Rothschild
no
has,
question.
But, other hitters have, used to their advantage going above or just tipping it slightly to go under. And I feel like that's been one of the big difference makers between these two teams. And this is a crucial moment for Montclair. I mean, if they can take it away just a little bit longer.
Yeah, they got to see if they can squeeze a win out in this fourth set. Karsic to Batista on the side there, and she'll get another kill. I mean, Batista, you can't say it enough. She's really, really stepped up for this Montclair team.
I mean, it seemed like it wasn't going to work, especially in that second set, but spreading around the ball has worked for Coach Nowinski. Maybe not spreading it around, throughout the game, but not as much, just defaultly going to Muse.
Here's Lloyd on the outside. She leads the team in kills. Tipped over by Batista. My goodness, just putting on a display right now.
Going through the playbook. Wow. Oh, my goodness.
Going through the playbook is right. You see her serving. You see her tipping it over. You see her digging it out. You see her killing it. Like, just everything she can do to keep this team alive. And another mistake from Montclair. That time was Karsic who couldn't handle it. 15-13, Montclair still does lead, and they have to win this fourth set to continue this game. Ridgie serving for Arcadia. Hatcher digs it out nicely. Karsic to Thomas on the run. Science to Rothschild trying to find the weak spot of the defense. Hatcher hits it over, blocked at the net. Sanchez to the outside, Arshel, what a dig by Rodman. Batista hits it over. Sanchez with a nice play. Arshel on the outside, and that won't be too strong. Point for Montclair.
Great dig there by Rodman. We see she's had just some small miscues, and right there she's able to rebound and work it to her advantage and keep the Redhawks with the lead, with a nice lead now. Down by 3 at one point, up by 3 right now.
Here's Karsic serving it up. Dug out by Delera. Big time hit by Rothschild is blocked. Arshel blocked again! And the defense by Thomas and Capone at the net. And Montclair's up 4, and it seems like this is the most momentum they've had in a long time, Vincent.
And it exactly has looked like the most momentum. They were using the teamwork. Look, I mean, Bautista has been going through, I said it earlier, but she's going through the playbook right now. The serving has been great, not just using the power, but deceiving the defense and going over them. Impressive tonight. Yeah, very, very impressive tonight. I mean, with the amount of stars on this team, you have Katie Rodman, Emily Karsic, Rachel Curran, Muse, Bautista now, and Capone. This team is working on all cylinders, it feels like right now. The only big question is, can they keep it rolling?
Yeah.
Sometimes a timeout doesn't work in teams' favors. This timeout really needs to work in their favor. They are 8 points away from staying in this game and giving them another life.
Vincent, on Arcadia's side, what do they need to do to come back in this fourth set and possibly win it? You've seen them try to set up Rothschild. You've seen them try to set up Delera. What do they need to do?
I think they just need to go back to the basics, what we saw in that first set of just, reading it a little bit more. Their defense has been working very well behind them, all right? Bautista has gone over And many of the Redhawks have tried to go over blockers. I think if you just sit back a little bit and wait for the ball to come to you, it'll be a lot easier for them to take it on.
Sanchez digs it out. Hit over by Rothschild. Batista again with the kill. My goodness. Can't stop, won't stop. Batista relentless.
She had 11 in her collegiate debut. She has 10 tonight.
On the outside's Arshel. Good job there by Montclair to keep it over. Capone tries to have a nice hit of her own. That one's hit by Rothschild and another kill. Her 13th of the day.
Ties her with Lloyd. I mean, spreading the ball around. They have 3 players in double digits in kills.
Yeah, it's just been a really good team display on Arcadia's side. Muse with the kill.
And she even had a kind of face that was, she didn't know if that ball was going over. I think the entire team is happy that it did, but just, I mean, luck worked in her favor there.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Sometimes better to be lucky than good, right? Batista hits it over, dug out by Riggy. Delera, what a nice play by her, and you could just see the poise from her throughout this whole game, and she's been mixing it up. You talked about using the entire playbook. What can you say about Delera so far in this match?
Well, I mean, it did not seem like it was her game to start off, but she has definitely come back and used the entire court. Kind of fell back into her own.
Thomas, what a play by Rothschild, digging that one out. Muse on the outside, decides to float it over. Arshel has it here. Floated over by Delera. On the outside is Muse once again. Dug out nicely. Thomas puts it right over. And dug out by Arshel. What a play. Capone keeps it alive. Montclair fumbles it. And a point for Arcadia.
3-point game. And it just looked like on that play, Karsic was going down to get it, and Thomas was already there. I think Karsic just kind of thought that Thomas was not going to be able to get up and just put it back over the net.
Rothschild serving. And it will go out of bounds. 20-16, the Redhawks lead. They have to win this 4th set. They are playing better volleyball though, Vincent, in this set than the second and third. That's for sure. It's apparent.
Yes, and yes, they have most definitely been playing a better volleyball. This feels like more like that first set for them, at least the start of the first set.
Here's Delera on the outside, blocked at the net. Rodman bumps it over to Karsic. Setting up Muse on the outside. Kill or not? Nope. Out of bounds. He's just had so many close calls in this one. And that's what Montclair wants offensively, though. A clean set, clean pass. And Muse got her opportunity, just too strong on it. Hit over and hit right back at Batista. Lloyd tries to return it the other way. Montclair on the attack. Muse on the outside. Science sets it up for Sanchez, who gives it to Delera. Batista just so good at setting it up for her teammates. Capone with the rifle is blocked at the net. Delera sends it the other way. Batista digs it out. Karsic to Muse. And too strong once again. Another point for Arcadia. They're just staying in it. Anytime Montclair gets any breathing room, Vincent, Arcadia comes right back.
But that was a good read by Muse, just to put too much power on it there, because there was nobody around. I mean, that was a perfect position. She has the right idea. This team has the right idea. It just feels like sometimes just a little too much pop on it. Maybe get a little too excited.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, Vincent, Montclair up 20-18 right now, and they've had 4 to 5 point leads in this 4th set, but Arcadia just seems to come back whenever they get a little breathing room. What does Montclair need to do to close out this set?
I think really limit the errors. I feel like that's kind of an obvious answer, and I don't want to be that guy, but limiting the errors a little bit, because the reason that Arcadia keeps on coming back is because they're taking advantage of the errors. And not saying that they haven't made them, but when Montclair has made them, then they come back, then they start striking. We've seen, 3 to 4 point runs for them, and it's really been working in their advantage. When Montclair makes a mistake, it just seems like it's all Arcadia's game.
Yeah.
And I think right here, especially with 5 points to go for the Redhawks, you got to stop this immediately.
It's an excellent point. It's always Vincent, always on point. Vincent with his analysis. 20-18, Red Hawks, Science serving it up here. What a play at the line by Kylie Strange. Says, you know what? Got no players over there, I'll just send it that way. 20-19, and Montclair can't give up these points. Karsich, big time kill by Horn right when they needed it. Zoe Horn with a little bit of emphasis on that spike.
Now you're bringing in Hatcher. Smart idea. She led the team last year in service aces.
It's a great point, and she has had a great game serving for this Montclair team. Oh, that one had good drop on it. Hit over by Lloyd. Karsich sets up Muse on the outside, blocked at the net. Rodman back to Muse. She just has to hit it over. Blocked at the net once again by Montclair, and it falls. Huge point for the Red Hawks.
Not what they were intending to go, but it works in their favor there. Wow. Hatcher's got to keep this rolling.
Hatcher's come up with big serves for Montclair when they've needed it today. Sent over to Lloyd. Great dig by Batista. Muse on the outside. Tipped at the net, and a kill by Muse once again. Montclair clicking on all cylinders now, and they needed it to stay alive in this game. Up 23-19 in this fourth set, down 2-1 in the match.
Only 2 points away from extending this to the 5-set game. Last year, Montclair saw 2 5-set games. They split it 1-1. I mean, especially at home right now, they lost the one on the road. If you can make a big move here, such momentum going into Pennsylvania.
Make a great point about that. I mean, Arcadia really desperately needs this win on a 3-game skid. They're 3-4 in the season, but you know, they're crawling. They're trying to do everything they can to stay alive. They are up in this game. Montclair up in this set, 23-19. What can you say from Montclair throughout this fourth set so far, Vincent?
They have looked like they've gotten back on track. I don't think there's a specific moment that has really gotten them back on track, but it feels like the errors have kind of been limited a little bit more. They've still been playing an extremely close game, but they're working back in their own and kind of, you know, found room to breathe, but have also, you know, kept it incredibly tight over there. Offense has been great, and Bautista, I mean, has been the front runner for tonight's MVP.
She has. I mean, she's done everything for this team. And going off what you just said about Bautista, and we talked a lot about Bautista and Muse tonight, we haven't really talked enough about Sarah Capone, who has 11 kills on the day. She's been fantastic, another freshman for this team. Big time point for Montclair at the net. They need one more point to send it to this fifth set.
Although you're right there, you need to stay locked in. I mean, if you do win this set, you got another one to play, but you got to stay locked in for the entirety of this play. Cannot let Arcadia come back.
If this goes to a fifth set, Vincent, we're in for a treat with the way this game's been going. Science hits it over. And, yep, Montclair wins that fourth set, and it's now tied 2-2 in the match.
Win or go home.
Exactly what you want to see on a Wednesday night here in Panzer. A great matchup between these both these teams. Montclair did what they needed to do in that fourth set to stay alive, Vincent.
Arcadia 1-1 last year. Or Montclair 1-1 in 5-set games. Arcadia 0-3. We're going to quickly send it over to Thomas Gaffney. Let's see what you got, bud.
As we head into the fifth set, the last time Montclair State was down 2-1 in sets and came back to win was a year ago on September 15th against Wentworth College. In that game, same as tonight, they lost set 1, won set 2, lost 3, and won 4, and they went on to dominate and win set 5, 15-11, with a game-winning kill from Sky Ramsey, and gave the Red Hawks the W. Who will step up tonight? Back to you.
And we are back. 5 sets of action here at Panzer. I mean, we have been, for all of our multicam crew and everybody here, we are extremely lucky to see this great of a volleyball match. Both sides, have had amazing moments, have had amazing sets. And it feels like, the first set was Arcadia's. It felt like the end of the second set was definitely, or that fourth set was Montclair's. But 2 and 3, I mean, it was anybody's game.
It was, and we've had this back and forth matchup between these both teams, and it's really been fun to watch, Vincent. And we're in for a treat, like we said, in this fifth set. A lot of different players have been contributing on both sides, and we've seen some big-time highlights. We've seen some big-time kills, some big-time digs, just everything you can ask for at Panzer.
It's been a day of exciting events for sure. And one more exciting set.
One more exciting set.
I'm going to be honest, I'm kind of annoyed that we can't see 6 sets.
Hey, we got homework to do too, Vincent. You know what I mean? Like,
It's
but
all
as
right.
much as listen, I'm joking around. It's been a really fun game to watch, and we're like, another thing I've really noticed throughout this game is both teams have not let up. Sometimes throughout the game, both teams have had their moments where things didn't go their way for them on both sides, Arcadia and Montclair. But you see how relentless both teams are staying in this game, and Batista really kept Montclair in this game when they needed it. It seemed like nothing was going right for them, but she single-handedly took over this game.
One more set to play. You got to bring out the starters for Montclair. All starters out there except no Rachel Curran out there.
Rachel Curran has had a fantastic game, Vincent.
Yeah.
Fantastic game.
So
It's hard.
bringing her in as that spark plug, I think that's a good idea for Coach Stawinski.
It's just hard because Batista, Capone, and Muse have played so well around the net.
And no Rothschild for Arcadia.
I have a feeling we'll be seeing her a lot throughout
I have a
this
feeling
fifth
we'll
set.
be seeing both. Now Thomas is going to come out and Rodman's going to come in.
Rodman, such a fantastic player for this team, and she's had such a big day defensively. 22 digs on the day for Katie Rodman. The next runner-up is Batista with 17. Brianna Science has 15, leads Arcadia. But Rodman just put on a defensive clinic. Batista not able to handle that one. It's 1-0 Arcadia to start this fifth set, and whoever wins this set wins the match.
Takes home the gold.
Feels like it
today.
this game's been going. I mean, it feels like a marathon what we've been going on. We have going on in this game.
I saw the Olympics volleyball, and I don't even think that was exciting as this. This has been
Back
electric.
and forth.
Back and forth. Electric. So much fun.
And Montclair, as we mentioned before, going into this game, opponent's hitting percentage was .083. In this one, Arcadia's hitting percentage is 2.216. They're doing a really good job, and you can see why they have so many talented hitters. Muse on the outside. Great dig by Sanchez. Stays out of the rafters. Hit over by Lloyd. And that one will be too strong. A point for the Red Hawks. And Arcadia on the day, 10 service errors compared to Montclair's 5. They have made a couple mistakes.
Yes, we see a lot of balls to the net to start off.
Emma Hatcher just been phenomenal all day for this Red Hawks team in the service department. Lloyd hits it over, barely gets it over, dug out by Hatcher. Muse on the outside. Big time kill for Muse when they need it.
Montclair. I don't want to jinx anything, but, I mean, they look like they're back. They look like it just took them a couple sets.
Hatcher hits it over, Delera. Lloyd on the outside, dug out by Batista. Rodman hit over to Muse, dug out by Sanchez. Science to Delera. Rodman. Karsic hit over by Horn. Sanchez bumps it over to Lloyd. She'll tip it over. Karsic to Muse on the outside, and another kill for Muse.
Jeez Louise, 16 for number 16.
Great start to this fourth set for Muse and this Redhawks team. 4-1. They lead in this fifth set, win or go home.
And they haven't used
Go home
current
either way.
yet. Go home either way.
But
it's either you go home happy or you go home and you have to think about what happened.
But Montclair, they really, let's be honest, this has not been the best game for them.
No.
Based on the talent of their roster, but they've hung tough. Not every game's going to be easy, especially when you're going on a winning streak. But they've really started out this fifth set hot.
And I think the biggest thing to know is, you're not going to win them all. But if you can rebound, I always like to use this quote from Rocky VI. It's not how hard you get hit. It's how hard you can get hit and get up and keep moving forward. And I think that's what the Redhawks have done today. They've been able to move forward.
Fantastic quote. I love it. But, yeah, Redhawks, the one thing that you can say about them throughout this game, even though they haven't played their best volleyball, is when you've needed them to perform, they perform well.
Yes.
And in this moment, fifth set, all hands on deck, they've really started out great in this fifth set. 4-1, Montclair Redhawks lead over Arcadia Knights.
Though here's another great quote for you. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Never heard that one before.
Finishing strong has got to be the biggest thing, because we've seen them start off sets amazingly tonight, but haven't been able to end it quite perfectly.
Delara to Science. Lloyd on the outside. She's had a fantastic game, 13 kills on the day. Muse, Sanchez just does a phenomenal job defensively. Muse once again set up. That one will be a kill for Muse, and she and the Redhawks are clicking here in the fifth set.
5-1.
Muse's 18th kill on the day. Emma Thatcher Vincent, today Emma Hatcher has had a phenomenal job serving here today for this Redhawks team, as they couldn't handle that one. What can you say about Emma's service game so far?
Well, Hatcher has been what Montclair has needed. I mean, we've said only 5 service errors. That's a big part to Emma Hatcher. She knows the game. She's able to work with it very easily. And this Montclair team that she knows that she can run with, she's working wonderfully with today.
Here's Lloyd on the outside. Blocked at the net. Looks like Horn got a hand on that one. And we talked about Montclair's dominance around the net. That one was another example of it. Horn that time on the deflection. Tipped over once again by Horn. Oh. My goodness.
The Knights just look like they cannot breathe right now. There is no room for them.
And that one will be too strong on the serve from Muse. Redhawks up 7-3 in this fifth set.
And you can see on the lower half of the scoreboard there how close each set has been. I mean, none of them have been farther than 6 points.
Here's Rodman. She'll dig that one out. On the outside is Batista. Blocked at the net by Lloyd. Here's Arshell on the corner. Blocked again! My goodness, Montclair's defense around the net has been superb in this fifth set.
Wow. And Arcadia's strategies are not working right now as they switch sides.
My goodness, the defensive play from Montclair has been fantastic. 8-3 here in the fifth set they lead. 2-2 in the match. Whoever wins this set wins the match.
And, I mean, the Redhawks are battling to keep that winning streak, but Arcadia is battling to stop the losing streak, to stop the bleeding here at 3 games. What looked like their game, especially after that third set, has turned into, Redhawks ball.
Lloyd fumbles that one, hits it into the net. The mistake there from Arcadia, and they can't let this game get out of hand. Hit into the net by Delera. Barely hit over. Here's Batista. Karsic back to Batista. Big time kill from Batista. It's been her game.
The craziest thing is, you knew it was coming, and you just can't stop it.
My goodness. I mean, just an absolute showcase from Batista. Horn with an ace. Big time ace from Horn. And Montclair is starting to dominate this 5th set. My goodness. And we mentioned this before a little bit, Vincent, but not every game's going to be easy. And Montclair, not their best game. It's been back and forth between these both teams, but they're starting to pull away now. Game's not over, but starting to pull away.
I haven't heard no bell. I mean, back and forth here, but this set has been all Redhawks. Really a lot of fun. And if you could say anything about this team, it's that they've just been absolutely dominant. I mean, Bautista has been the headliner for today and has been insane. I mean, Muse and Capone, it's the freshman class's game right now, and they've really been using it.
It really has been the freshman class's game, and, you know, you've just seen how polished they are as freshmen. It's just been a fantastic game overall by them. Rachel Curran has also had a big game for Montclair.
Now you just got to see how will they close it out. How can they end this one?
Here's Horn. On the outside, and ooh, Arcadia hits it 3 times. Another mistake, Vincent.
You can imagine that timeout was called to kind of slow down the mental errors, slow down the pressure a little bit, say, we have to get locked back in, because right now we're down by 9.
Here's Horn. She's done a great job of serving. Puts a little English on that one. Barely saved by Young there. Batista hits it, blocked at the net. Batista tips it over, blocked at the net once again. Point for Arcadia, much needed.
Still all smiles there.
Yeah, Batista's just having fun with it, you could tell. I mean, you can smile when you're playing like that. And
you absolutely can. The only thing I will say is you don't want to get out of groove. The idea coming into this game was spreading the ball around a little bit more. A lot of good players around here and a lot of great potential. You got to use it.
Batista hits it over, dug out by Delera. Hit over by Rothschild. Rodman bumps it to Karsic. Sanchez to Science. On the outside, Arshel. Great time. Big time kill for Arshel. She's just been so clutch throughout this game. Hit out of bounds on that serve. Montclair point once again.
And this is what we've seen. You can kind of see it, at least from the Redhawks side. The energy is flowing again. It looks like it's all good vibes. You can win or lose this point. You know that you, right now, have a 7-point lead.
Karsic serves it over. Arshel on the side. And a mistake by Muse. Couldn't handle the spike from Arshel.
And, you know, a lot of pros, but Muse, just especially in that center area, hasn't really been able to handle the digs coming at her.
Yeah, defensively, she has a little work to go on for her game. Offensively, she's a little more gifted. Batista with the big-time kill once again, but that's what it's like as a freshman. You're trying to find your way. It's not always going to come easy.
And what's crazy is for Capone, Bautista, and Muse, I mean, we're nitpicking.
Yeah, we're nitpicking. We're nitpicking 100%, and especially for freshmen. Batista hits it. Karsic saves it. Rodman hits it over. Rothschild is deflected at the line. Here's Muse once again. Arshel will hit it up. On the outside, Delera. Batista to Karsic to Muse on the run. Dug out by Sanchez. Nice play by her. Rothschild with the big-time kill.
I mean, look at that. Even Coach Stawinski, everybody over here right now is all smiles. This does not look like they're playing in the 5th set right now. This looks like they're taking out the brooms and they're sweeping. That's how easy they're playing right now.
I mean, listen, it's just you got to smile when both sides are competing at this level. Muse! My goodness!
We'll be going to the other side once again.
Montclair wins it here in the 5th set. My goodness, Vincent. Muse puts the exclamation point on this one.
Terrifying. I mean, I know we don't play volleyball, but if I was on the other side of a Muse kill, I would not. I'd be running outside the door.
Such a hard-fought win for this Montclair team, Vincent. It didn't go their way early. We admitted throughout this one this was not their best game. What did they do to close out this one?
I mean, they brought the momentum back, the mental errors, and I think it all just worked together for the Red Hawks. And what seemed like a problem was at first slowed down and stopped, especially in that 4th and 5th set. They looked dominant. They looked like nobody could stop them. They looked like you could bring in any team whatsoever, and Montclair was going to put up an insanely fought fight. I mean, the Red Hawks show why they're on now a 4-game winning streak tonight.
They're on a 4-game winning streak, 5-1 on the season now.
But for the Arcadia side, now on a 4-game losing streak, has not been the ideal situation for them, especially starting off 3-1. Now 2 games under 500, 3-5. Yeah. But exciting game. It's so electric. And it looks like, I mean, we talked about our interview with him so much today. It looks like our own Thomas Gaffney is going to get an interview with Coach Stawinski once he's ready. We're going to send it over in just a sec. And when Thomas Gaffney, take it away, my friend.
Coach, you're down 2-1 going into that 4th set, and then coming back with the win with the 5th set. How did you guys feel going into that 4th and 5th set throughout the game?
You know, Arcadia played a great match. They forced us out of system with their serving. That was a big thing. So we made some adjustments with some subs to stabilize the passing a little bit. We were hitting well, but it was about ball control. It was about passing. So we tried to make some changes there. And we knew once we kind of got our offense going that we were going to settle in and get the nerves out of the way. So we did that. And some people came in and contributed in that area that kind of flipped the script a little bit on the match.
Cameron Muse has been absolutely fantastic through the first 4 games of the first 5 games of the season. Can you tell me a little bit about, she's filling the stat sheet, how she's been playing, how she's been doing, the way she's doing at practice, everything like that?
Yeah, I mean, she just continues to work hard and improve every day. She's the type of player that comes in with a new mindset of what I need to get going for the next game and what I got to improve. So, you know, she's doing a really good job. She is playing not like a freshman, which is really good. So, but the thing is, like, she's the type of player that's going to come in every day with something, a new focus, a new goal, always willing to improve, always taking good feedback, and that's a big positive as to why she's able to adjust, and now teams know her a little bit more, and she's able to get, you know, the kills that she got. I think she got 17 again tonight, which is a great number as a freshman.
Yeah, can you also tell me about the seniors on the team who have been, like the veterans kind of, who have been absolutely, have been also doing an amazing job this season, how they've been kind of being the leader towards these new freshmen that are coming in?
Absolutely. Katie and Rachel have done a great job of being leaders and keeping our team together. And, you know, Rachel is the type of player that, you know, tonight she was having a good offensive match. We made a change and put a freshman out there, and it was to stabilize the pass a little bit. And she understands that, you know, and she's going to come in with a mindset of, I'm ready to work again tomorrow. But they're doing a really good job at keeping the team focused, at keeping the team like driven, and also playing loose. We're having fun. It's a really good group. We're having fun, and tonight it showed that there was a little bit of nerves, but those captains and seniors are doing a good job at kind of stabilizing that and making sure that we're still loose and playing that game that way.
Thank you so much, Coach.
Course,
we're going to send it back to you, Vincent, and Tim in the booth.
Well, I mean, some great words from Coach Stawinski there. But once again, this team shows why they are on a 4-game winning streak and why they have been such a fun team to watch this year, despite, you know, what usually feels like a negative on a team, which having such, you know, a younger team with you. they've really used it to the pros.
Yeah, you make an excellent point, and it was just a big win for Montclair. Obviously, went to 5 sets and took it in a hard one, but Montclair now 5-1 on the season. Arcadia falls to 3-5. But we talked about this with Coach Dewinski prior to this game, Vincent. How important was it that different players got involved for this Montclair team because they really spread out the wealth?
Oh, well, we talked about it earlier that, Coach Dewinski did say, and that other teams can predict, hey, listen, we have to watch tape. We have to get ready for these teams, so they're going to see Muse a lot, all right? But ending this game, they were able to really work it around, and although Muse got a lot of great touches, you see Bautista, we saw Capone, we saw Curran, a truly full game, especially before the Redhawks go on their road trip over to Lancaster, PA. We will not see them again for quite a little bit, but when we do, we'll be ready.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Montclair takes it in 5 sets over Arcadia. I'm Tim Glassdahl alongside Vincent Pacone. Thank you very much.